Welcome back, Love Nation. This is Nina. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to everybody that has been coming to my channel. Like this video, share this video, and hit that notification bell so you guys know when I drop my next one. Listen, you guys, this is part 6 of the Jane Doe versus Garth Brooks lawsuit. And let me tell you, it has been a very shocking and very detailed lawsuit to read. This is the final section of the lawsuit. I definitely want you guys to make your own opinion about this. Also, I've had to paraphrase and or use code words for YouTube because of some of the language. So just follow along. If you need to read a little closely, just pause the video as we go through this final part of this very shocking lawsuit against legendary icon Garth Brooks, country singer. We're about to get straight into this right now, you guys. Like, share, subscribe to see the first 5 parts. Here we go. Action. Ms. Rowe incorporates herein by reference as though set forth in full all proceedings paragraphs of this complaint. Garth Brooks intentionally and without consent caused harmful or offensive contact with Ms. Rowe, including by intentionally bringing her to California for work in 2019 and purposely isolating her from his other employees. Garth Brooks ensured ahead of time that he would force Ms. Rowe to share a hotel suite with him, where, as detailed above, he subjected her to unwanted SA and R-worded her for his own gratification. As a result, Ms. Rowe has suffered and will continue to suffer mental and physical pain and suffering. Second cause of action, battery. Ms. Rowe incorporates herein by reference as though set forth in full all preceding paragraphs of this complaint. Garth Brooks committed a battery against plaintiff when he engaged in unlawful, intentional, and offensive grabbing her or application of force, when he forced her to engage in sex against her will. Garth Brooks ensured ahead of time that he would force Miss Rowe to share a hotel suite with him, where she was isolated and defenseless. Garth Brooks held her up by her ankles upside down, restricting her ability to move or fight back in any manner. Garth Brooks penetrated her lady parts with his man parts and subjected her to forced fellatio against her will. Garth Brooks did this for his own gratification. Plaintiff did not act freely and voluntarily, and the actions were against the plaintiff's will, as defined by California Penal Code 243.4. Garth Brooks knew he was subjecting her to pain and trauma as detailed above. Additionally, defendant Brooks committed the R-word against plaintiff as defined in California Penal Code 261. Plaintiff also was incapable of resisting because of Garth Brooks' sheer physical size and strength compared to Ms. Rowe. As a result of defendant's alleged conduct, plaintiff has suffered severe physical harm, emotional distress, humiliation, embarrassment, anxiety, economic harm, and other consequential damages. The conduct of defendant Brooks, as described above, was willful, wanton, and malicious. At all relevant times, defendant acted with conscious disregard of plaintiff's rights and feelings, acted with knowledge of or with reckless disregard for the fact that his conduct was certain to cause injury and or humiliation to plaintiff, and intended to and did cause fear, physical injury, and or pain and suffering to plaintiff. By virtue of the foregoing, plaintiff is entitled to recover punitive and exemplary damages from defendant according to proof at trial. This cause of action is timely under California's SA and Cover-Up Accountability Act AB 2777 because it is based on conduct that occurred on or after January 1st of 2009 and is commenced after January 1st of 2019 and is thereby revised by California Code Civics 340.16 B and 3. Third, cause of action for battery. Ms. Rowe incorporates herein by reference, as though set forth in full all proceedings paragraphs of this complaint. Defendant Garth Brooks committed battery under California Civil Code when he intended to and did cause harmful and or offensive contact with intimate parts of Ms. Rowe, and his SA contact included when he forced her to engage in the said act against her will. Garth Brooks ensured ahead of time that he would force Miss Rowe to share a hotel suite with him, where he kept her isolated and defenseless. Garth Brooks held her by the ankles, upside down, restricting her ability to move or fight back in any manner, penetrating her for gratification. Plaintiff did not act freely and voluntarily. Additionally, Garth Brooks committed the R word against plaintiff as defined by California Penal Code 261. Plaintiff also was incapable of resisting because of Brooks' size. The code of conduct Brooks described above was willful, wanton, and malicious. This is going back to what we read earlier, so I'm not going to keep reading it. I think that this is the way that the lawyers have to word this for court. We're going to go down to fourth cause of action, the Bain Act of California Civil Code. Ms. Rowe incorporates herein by reference, as though set forth in full all proceedings of paragraphs of this complaint at all relevant times herein. Garth Brooks interfered or attempted to interfere by threat, intimidation, or coercion, and by physical force with Ms. Rowe's exercise or enjoyment of her right to be free from SA and discrimination as secured by the laws of California. As a result, Ms. Rowe has suffered and will continue to suffer mental and physical pain and suffering. Fifth cause of action. Ms. Rowe incorporates herein by reference, as so set forth in full in proceedings of preceding paragraphs, at all times relevant herein, and on May 11th of 2019, Brooks committed a very violent act against Ms. Rowe, motivated by her being a female, doing things to her lady parts without consent. And he would not and could not have committed the same act against a man, and that violent act was a substantial factor in the resulting physical and mental harm suffered by Ms. Rowe. Defendant Garth Brooks committed the R word against plaintiff as defined in California Penal Code of 261. Garth Brooks did it against her will, forced her to do fellatio. Garth Brooks subjected to Ms. Rowe to unwanted touching by squeezing her and doing it for his own gratification, including on the 5-day trip to LA beginning on October 28th of 2019. And she will continue to suffer. Sixth cause of action, gender violence. Ms. Rowe incorporates herein by reference, as though set forth at all relevant times. Defendant Garth Brooks committed the R word as defined in California Penal Code. He did it for his own purposes, As set forth above, defendant Garth Brooks also subjected her to unwanted fellatio. Garth Brooks also did grab her. Prayer for relief. Plaintiff prays that the court enter in judgment in her favor and against defendant Garth Brooks for the following relief. A. Monetary for compensatory damages. B. For punitive damages and explanatory damages, according to proven pursuant to Civil Code 1708.5. Also for attorney fees. C. D. For costs of suit herein incurred. E. For such other and further relief as the court may deem proper. This is a demand for a jury trial. Plaintiff hereby demands a jury trial on all triable issues. And it is signed and was submitted October 3rd of 2024. And this is her lawyer's signature, her lawyer's address and phone number, as well as his email. Attorney for Jane Roe. This is the conclusion of the document of Jane Doe versus Garth Brooks. This is part 6. I will continue to follow this case. I personally think this might get settled before it goes to court. I do not think that Garth Brooks want any more details of this put out to the public. Right now, there's a lot of back and forth. Her real identity has been identified. Garth Brooks allegedly also put out a picture of this young woman. But I do think that this may end up getting settled. But if it does not, or however it concludes, with any major updates, I will definitely come back and update this. Again, Garth Brooks, legendary country singer, is being sued for SA. And I will continue to follow this case. Thumbs up this video. Leave your comments respectfully. And I will see you guys next time. There are several more court cases that I'm about to start. The next one will be the Little Dirk indictment. So again, like, share, subscribe, you guys. Till next time, be safe. Enjoy your day. Bye, guys.